Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and I'm finally available to take part in another tournament. So we are doing the Defense of Aeonis. Is the maps that we're going to be playing here. It looks like it's going to be a 2,000 point target, 2,000 army point size, 80 point target, 8 turn limit. I'm going to play a tournament with the post-patch Adepta Sororitas since I didn't complete a campaign with them yet. I think it's going to steamroll things pretty aggressively given the balancing issues, but we'll see how it goes here. You can see kind of our force here. I'm going to have kind of a mixture of fly units to help us do some hit and run tactics and hopefully lock down any sort of Imperial Guard vehicles that may be in the area. And then I have a couple of Arcoflagellants here to help us with the movement, stack up some additional command points, and also soak up any overwatch that may be in our area here. So as you know, I like to use that Velis Fury here so we can end up generating some damage, which will then give us some extra momentum here, which will therefore get converted into command points. So I think what I want to do here is we'll just run up the Seraphim to get this. I suppose I could have loaded my Rhino and then got everybody up here. But, you know what, in retrospect, maybe I want to charge into this front here. So maybe we'll just do that, since that did give her a stack of that Rising Faith, so that way she'll only have to kill 4 guys. I think we probably just want to run these guys up here. We'll keep an assault force over that direction to try to push the outside. We'll run these guys up the front. And then what I can do, I think, is just have these fly girls over here. And they can kind of push in the center here, and then they can either fly to the right or the left depending on what I need. And I can run you up to here. I think that's probably the best way of doing this given how this map is set up. Alright, so it's 5 to 5. And it looks like he's kind of splitting his forces around. So let's just kind of move all of our guys up here. Now, he came up here and took these with some armored sentinels, as you would expect. I think what I'll do is keep these guys over here, because he did capture this here, so you can see he's got a little more mobility than I do. But the question is do I want to push this or not? I could do the frenzy again. So maybe what I'll do is pop some smoke here. And then I can run these guys up to here and capture that point. Alright, so we got a Vanquisher. Alright, we got heavy weapons team, Cadians, heavy weapons team. Okay, so this is actually a little bit of a problem, because I was hoping to run up here with my... Alright, what do we got? Cadian, Castellan over here too. Yeah, because I was hoping to run up here with my transport, but those guys will definitely kill my transport with all that heavy anti-armor. And these guys are so far back, they can't even reach the opponent yet. Yeah, I think even with your charge attack, you're not going to be able to really get over here very easy. Now the good news is because he has all those heavy weapon teams, that means he's going to be wasting a lot of their movement, putting the setup to increase their accuracy. Now it's kind of an interesting situation that he's got going there. Yeah, so even with your charge, you're out of range. Yeah, but getting all that increased accuracy will help him get past my evasion. But then he focused on so much anti-armor that I think I should just be able to shift these guys over to the center, and then either he'll advance forward to keep shooting into me, or I'll just abandon this left side and then take the other points, and then he'll be forced to come over into this area, and then I should be able to jump him using the cover of the buildings, because really those multiple las cannons, yeah, they'll be able to kill at least one model per shot. But as they now focus fire their shots, unlike how they were when they were first released, that should mean they're only killing 1 or 2 models. So if I just sacrifice some guys, that should eat up all that Overwatch.
Rhino ready.
Yeah. Because I can't leave him out there, because you'll definitely get killed if I leave you out in the open there between the Executioner and the 2 las cannons and the heavy weapon squad.
His presence within makes us indomitable.
I kind of hate to...
Where we lead, his light will follow.
Maybe what I'll do is I'll just shift you guys like this.
Who needs my aid?
Shift you over here. And then you'll be available to buff everybody.
With haste.
Yeah, because I imagine he's going to come down with the Vanquisher, right? After, well, I guess he could just run down with the Cadians and take that point. That's what he's going to do. Because these guys will definitely be able to kill what's left of the Arcoflagellants. I just can't make a decision about whether I want to totally abandon this side or not. Alright, well... You should... Yeah, so you can charge all the way through to there. And you can charge all the way to there. So I think... Yeah, what is that? A plasma cannon. So that means if I do 2 charge attacks, that should be enough to be able to get the kill. And then I can take that point back from them. So that could be good.
Immediately.
So let's just use you to soak up that Overwatch. Ah, okay. He did land both of his shots, unfortunately. But now we can charge you up here. Wait. Oh, man, I'm 1 square short. I did not realize that was the thing. Well, let's run you over here, and then hopefully just lock him down so he can't get away. Uh-oh. Alright, those are Cadians. But he had another armored sentinel over there. Please don't be a flamer. Naturally, it's a flamer. Alright, so these guys are dead. Shit, I just really screwed up here. Damn it. Yeah, because those Zephyrim are definitely dead, because that armored sentinel will be able to flame them down. And then... the Cadians will either shoot them down because they have so many different shots, or they could probably just whip out their grenades too. And that might be enough to get the kill. So I guess, if that's the case, maybe I actually want to just push this center then. And then we can, after we lock down the center, then we can jump over and attack the left side of the screen. Because it should take them quite a bit to take this and come all the way through.
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade. Where we lead, his light will follow.
Let's do something like this.
Try and stop me.
I'm not super excited about this because I'm going to have all these guys stuck here out in the open. So maybe what I'll do is I'll run you over here. And then I'll have you actually buff up these guys' HP.
Where we lead, his light will follow.
Yes.
Like this. And I can bring you up to here. And then I'll bring this over to here, right? Yeah, I think I just want to give up on this side, right? Because they're getting 10 accuracy from the Castellan.
Yes.
And then the setup bonuses.
With haste.
Alright, yeah, let's pop some smoke here then.
Who needs
and maybe it'll aggro him into just attacking me.
fiery blade.
Alright, let's see what happens. So, points are in his favor here. Definitely making some mistakes here. Yeah, see, there's his flame. Yeah, they're almost dead. Here come the Cadians. Yeah, they're going to throw their grenade, and that was enough to get the kill. You're going to come over here and shoot my Seraphim. Now, they did a surprisingly good job at staying alive there, but that's because they're getting buffed by the Grace, even though they shouldn't have that evasion bonus. Yeah, see, those guys are all shooting into my Arcoflagellants. He's advancing with the Vanquisher. Shit, he's got a Basilisk over here. Alright, so he did his barrage ability. Wait, where the hell is my smoke? This whole thing was predicated on him wasting shots as I was getting 15 evasion, but my smoke bugged out. Well, fuck, man.
Let us at them!
He tells us where they hide.
Oh my god, he's gonna kill my guys now.
Emperor, protect your
Yeah,
humble servant.
see? She would have survived. Well, I guess he would have just killed it with the Chimera. Oh, this is a disaster.
Who needs my aid?
Oh, shit. Alright, well, I don't know why my... Why my smoke bugged out here. Alright, what do we got? Casterkins. So that probably means that there's a grenade, a mine, on the...
I walk in his light.
Okay. Well, tank commander. I gotta kill the Chimera. That's the big thing.
As he wills it.
You can throw crack grenades.
As he wills it.
Let's go for the Chimera kill. I don't think he's gonna have anybody else left in there, but
The enemy awaits.
let's just focus on getting that kill, though.
Suffering for him is an honor. Suffering for him is an honor.
Okay. Do that. Good. And now if you come down to here, you can come here and those 3 shots should kill the Chimera here. 1, 2, and 3. Explosion. Almost killed the Casterkin.
As he wills it.
You'll lock
so it
down the
shall be.
tank. You're over here. Alright, Arcoflagellants can try to soak up the Overwatch. Yep, I knew it. I knew there was going to be a mine there. Actually, surprisingly, it doesn't look like it has a lot of splash damage.
His presence within makes
Because I
us
would have thought that
indomitable.
that would get the kill.
Rhino ready.
Alright, well... if I run you down here...
Yes.
The skies are our domain.
you can get all the way to here. That would be within attack range.
Transport awaiting command.
Let's move you up to here, and then hopefully through your smoke you'll survive. Maybe. Oh my god. Alright. That was pretty close. Let's see. Let's bring one of you over to
As he
here.
wills it.
We can flame these guys down. And now you should be able to move up and take this point. Okay, good. And they may actually struggle getting you off of there unless they use all their attacks here. I guess the Vanquisher does have the heavy bolter, though.
As he wills it.
Alright, and I can run you over to here, and you can start attacking one of the heavy weapon teams. Or I could throw a crack grenade, but
Air support.
I think I want to use one of the heavy weapon teams, because I think between your attack and do a heavy weapon team, And my Seraphim, that should kill one of the guys. Ah, you're just short. I wasn't sure if you're going to be able to get the kill there or not. Alright, well, let's do this. You've now got a little bit of bonus HP.
Immediately.
We'll advance you up to here. You can shoot these guys. Nice. Okay, good. And now you can shoot these guys.
Take them down.
Ah, I was kind of hoping you were going to kill 2 models. Alright, let's just start stacking up your evasion here. Because I think that is the way to go.
The skies are our domain.
We're going to keep you there to body block. That guy's going to die.
Who needs my aid?
Alright, you're over
We are the
here.
God Emperor's
My
fiery
other... Alright, we got this armored sentinel here. That one has to die. Because that heavy flamer will just kill me. So I feel like we gotta focus that down, right?
On sacred wings!
I mean, I kind of hate to abandon the middle.
Praise the upper half of these blades.
Ah, dang it. I was kind of hoping I was going to push him off and I could capture it back.
Balance and mastery.
Alright, let's put this on. That'll increase your movement
Try and stop me.
and your accuracy. I can keep you back here, so hopefully they won't kill you when you explode it. There you go. You'll come up to here and body block this.
His presence within makes us
He'll
indomitable.
probably throw a crack grenade onto you and kill my Seraphim. But then that means he would be shooting into my Seraphim here. And the Sentinel will not be able to kill them. Now I could pull these guys back. Or... no. Well, I was going to say, maybe I want to move these guys up and they'll have a zone of control of attack with our Inferno pistols.
Immediately.
This will allow him to capture that point with his Castellan, or his Cadians. But this should work to our advantage, so now we can kill that other
I am
armored
his
sentinel.
iron will.
Alright. Well, let's move you over to here so you can be in a little bit of cover.
Where to next?
These guys are over here. You know, you can be empowered, so let's do this. That'll get you more movement. That'll close the distance to here. Let's have you attack the Castellan, or Kazarkin. Okay. I thought you were going to get the kill there, but that, at least kill 2 models is what I meant to say. So, let's move you.
Tanks engaged.
Up to here,
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade.
because then you can shoot into these guys, right? So let's do this. Let's have you attack the commander,
The words of Forest has spoken.
and you come up to here.
Put out.
Okay. And have you shoot into here. Alright, so now we have 2 guys locking him down. Unfortunately, I have a lot of guys that are very close to dying. Let's see, I could charge you into here and get the attack. That'll do 40 some damage. That'll kill 2 models. But I wonder if I were to move you down here, if your pistols will be good enough to kill these Kasserkin and get the 4 model kills. If I use your
Where we
blessed
lead, his light
ammo,
will follow.
I don't actually know. Let's try it, I guess.
Each bolt refutes your right to live.
Ah, just killed 2 of them like the other
His
one.
presence within makes us
So it didn't
indomitable.
really make much of a difference.
What is your command?
Alright, well, we got
We
that
are the
locked
God
down. We
Emperor's
got this
fiery
stupid
blade.
Basilisk over here. He's going to have that heavy bolter and his regular
Just follow
attack. Wait. Actually, is the heavy bolter a free attack with the Basilisk, or is it either? I think it's actually
His
either
presence
or
within
with
makes
the
us
Basilisk.
indomitable. by his hand.
I am the vanguard of the faith.
Alright, let's turn this. Let's just spam this all into evasion, I guess.
We are the God Emperor's fiery blade.
Alright, so he'll definitely be able to kill some of our guys here.
The skies are our domain.
Alright, we should be able to take the lead, and then I guess what I'll do is move you over to here
With haste.
to help buff these other
I serve
guys.
him with a gracious heart.
And then you're here. So I wonder if I shouldn't just put you into the smoke, and then we can have you counter fly somewhere depending on where the enemy goes. We'll just set them on Overwatch. Alright, so we've taken the lead with the points. This is way closer than it should be. Yep, there goes my Rhino. Now these guys are running away. Alright, Vanquisher is shooting into the Rhino, assuming he's like, I don't want it to body block, is what I think his thought process is there. Alright. Yep, shooting into the Seraphim.
Suffering for him is an honor.
Okay.
Evasive maneuvers.
I'm actually a little surprised he's not gonna use his Castellan in melee with her chainsword there, but I guess what her thought is then she'll know she'll kill her, so she's trying to just kite me here. Okay, that was kind of interesting. I would have thought he would have did that grenade technique again. So now actually both those guys are going to be alive, so that's good. Yeah, see, he's doing his crack grenade there, or his regular grenade. Did the bolter here. Now, thankfully, because he's killing some of my squads, that's allowing my Canonist to use her passive ability to start giving increased momentum to everybody that's within 1 square of her. So if he goes with a kill here, he'll actually give me a bunch of momentum everywhere else. And then she's actually gaining a little bit extra momentum on top of everything because she has that triple strike ability going right now. And I didn't actually realize that that triple strike ability would carry over into this turn. So she got 3 different attacks there with her blade while he was trying to move around there. So that actually was very effective for us. So now we're going to be able to kill this tank without any issues. So I think what I actually want to do with her is just run her down here and start attacking the Basilisk. Now unfortunately she's been converted to our HQ commander, which I'm not very happy about, but it just automatically selected her there. So I think I'm going to have trouble actually killing enough models there, so I'm going to run her over to here
Where to next?
to hopefully get you into combat. And then you have a 100% chance to hit here. I kind of hate to blow this up in your face, but I need this Armored Sentinel to die. So let's just go with the guaranteed kill. And it looks like the blowing up bugged out, so that's interesting.
Fall before the glory of the God
Let's run you
Emperor.
up here. Oh, you just barely
We seek retribution.
failed to get the kill. Alright, let's do that. You're 6 away from being able to
Try and stop me.
attack again. Let's do this. Because the big thing is if you're within
What is
1
your
square of your opponent, they can't throw the grenade on you.
For Catherine, for eternity.
You're ready to surge.
I walk.
I feel like I gotta take out this Basilisk. It's being a very big nuisance for us.
will mete out his mighty judgment.
Nice. Alright,
Glory.
let's surge, I
Glory
guess.
in his name.
Get that momentum going. Yep, there we go. There's 22. I thought it was going to explode on me, but it didn't. I can do this to increase the movement. Is that what I want?
Air support.
I mean, it seems kind of like overkill to me.
Who needs my aid?
I think I just run you over to here.
Into battle!
Yeah, see, if I use your action point, I can instead just capture the strategic point. So it's like, which one do I want? Let's pull you back. Let's heal here. Let's just have you come here. Take this.
Where to next?
You can come up to here and shoot the tank commander. And if you get the kill, you'll surge and be able to attack a second time. So let's do that. Oh. That
The skies are our domain.
Didn't even occur to me that he wouldn't get the kill there. Okay.
Take them
Well,
down.
let's have you shoot here. You got 38.
Where to next?
Alright, let's move you up to here. You can empower. Because thankfully just by him taking the damage, that got you enough to get you back up to here. Now you're up here. These guys are down here. You're over to here. If I leave you there, you can body block. But if I move you up, you can almost get the kill. For another heavy weapon squad. And then if he decides he wants to bring the Vanquisher all the way up to here, then we can kill the Vanquisher too. Oh, I lost the model. I'm like, why is that damage output so low now? And in fact, I could probably bring the Seraphim down to here. And have you shoot into here. I thought you were going to get the kill.
The enemy awaits.
Alright, let's do that. Let's see if you keep getting your momentum up. We'll turn these guys over here. Those guys should all be locked into a zone of control unless the Castellan comes up here and starts chain sorting them down, which very well could happen. We'll run our Rhino over to here. I was hoping that was going to allow you to shoot. Let's just bring you here. Maybe that'll aggro his attacks. And if that's the case, maybe I can bring you up to here. And then that should give you a zone of control here if he decides he wants to drive through there.
Where to next?
Alright, so yep, up to 55. Alright, they're shooting into the Seraphim. Ah, strafing run. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, I guess so. He would have at least 2. Alright, he's bringing them over here to shoot into me. Oh, he's doing move, move, move. I was not expecting that. Yeah, that should allow him to get all the way up to there. Now he bypassed my zone of control, and he should be able to shoot from longer distances. Okay, miss. Killed one there. Killed those guys.
I am his iron will.
Interesting. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
As he wills it.
That's what's kind of fun about multiplayers. The opponents do not play as you always expect them to. Alright, let's get you here. Now, we'll start flying you back all the way over to here. Same with you, because we want to get you into combat.
For Catherine, for eternity.
And then we can get you up to here. And we'll bring you over to here. Let's see, that's only one model here. There's 4 here. 3 there.
His presence within makes us indomitable.
Well, let's get the movement. Maybe what I'll do is I'll move you over to here. That'll give everybody 1 extra movement.
Yes.
Then you can come over to here and start healing the Seraphim. And then you can come up to here, and that should protect you behind the wall.
I walk in his light.
And I could increase everybody's damage and armor piercing, but actually maybe I want to get the accuracy better.
The skies are our domain.
Since we're still got quite some distance that we gotta travel. We want to kill the Castellan. I think it's going to be our priority.
Try and stop me.
So she can't keep spamming abilities, and we don't want him to start using his rapid deployment of his infantry to start back-capping points from us here. Alright, let's have you attack here. That should help you get the kill.
Was that skill or dumb
Oh,
luck?
shit. Alright. New plan. Let's move you over to here. right? Yeah. Let's move you to here. I could melee him, but it's only a 75% chance, so let's just shoot her in the face with our bolt pistol. That will give us enough momentum to let us be able to move up. And then we can surge, and you can attack the weapon squad, and that'll kill him. And now he's dead. And then you can lock those guys down.
I
You
am his iron will.
can come over and attack the Vanquisher, but I could also or I could just kill the heavy weapon squad here. I feel like that's the better option, right? I mean, yes, I could start attacking the Vanquisher, but I want to kill this heavy weapon squad because he's going to be doing pretty decent damage. There we go. He's down. So let's just move you up to here because he's going to be stuck just hiding the Vanquisher over here.
Immediately.
Then we can start getting the Shroud with all these other guys. I can bring you up here to lock him down with your zone of control.
Rhino ready.
Where to
The
next?
Rhino is still here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll pop the smoke here. That'll help protect these guys even further. And then alright. Let's bring you up to here to try to body block a little bit of the opportunities. Alright, that gave you enough momentum to be able to attack again. So now you can start shooting down the Vanquisher. Alright, so we're up to 75 to 35. Ah, I sniped out my Seraphim.
Evasive maneuvers.
Alright, there's the bolter. Last cannon.
For Catherine. For eternity.
Alright, so we got this on lockdown now.
Air support.
So I think what we'll do is bring you over to here.
Who
And then I
needs
can
my
bring
aid?
you up to here.
With haste.
And then you can get an extra attack
I
there.
am his iron will.
You can shoot here. Good.
No room
We'll
for
pull
doubt.
you back. Now we'll do this to get you
The
a third
Emperor's light
attack.
fills our souls.
That can bring you all the way up to here. And now you
My
can kill the
blade will root
Vanquisher.
out his mighty judgment.
There you go. Excellent. And then you can shoot into the Acadians and take that.
Yes.
And you can heal here.
For Catherine. For eternity.
And then I guess we're just going to bring everybody in against these Acadians. Okay, there's 3 more guys dead.
Who needs my aid?
There's 2. We'll bring you over to here.
No room for doubt.
Alright, you have another round of attacks. Let's attack
My
here.
skills are unmatched.
Alright, there's 2 more guys
Try and
left.
stop me.
Yes.
The skies are our domain.
Alright,
Where
and then
we
you're
lead,
just
his
stuck
light
back
will follow.
here because your jetpacks are on cooldown.
As
Start
he
running you
wills it.
back over this way. But I think this should be the final mission for us because we now have everything on lockdown, and there's just 2 troops of 1 squad of Cadians there, so we just about tabled our opponent. So there we go, 80 to 35, so a nice start to our tournament match here. Took out a Chimera, a Basilisk, a Lehman Russ, 2 Cadian shock troops, 1 tank commander, 3 heavy weapon squads, 2 armored sentinels, a Casterkin, and a Cadian Castellan. So that all worked out pretty well for us here. And our Canoness had 100% accuracy for her melee, as we'd expect. The Hospitaller got 0%. Dominions had 100% accuracy with their ranged attack. as we would expect because they're flamers. Ephraim had 100% accuracy. The Seraphim had 80 to 90% accuracy with their infernal pistols, so they definitely did some good work for us, allowing us to shoot down enemy heroes and vehicles, which is why I really like them against the Astra Militarum. The Rhino had 76% accuracy, Seraphim had 100% melee, Arcoflagellants had 0 because they were killed without doing an attack, Other Hospitaller was killed without attacking, as was the other Rhino. Dominions have 100% accuracy with the Flamer, the Arcoflagellants had 100% melee, Seraphim had 100% melee, Dominions 100% range, and then the last Seraphim had 100 to 91% accuracy, melee, and range. So still, these Seraphim feel very overpowered. You know, it just stacks up all those evasion. And then being able to spam that conversion of every time they're attacked into 10 additional momentum brings that evasion even further. Now, in the past, I used to try to stack up the armor because I thought that would let them take a hit better, and it does. But I think going for the evasion and suffering no damage is better than trying to get a 15% graze chance or whatever it's going to be. So I definitely agree with the other player who just spams all those ability every turn to get more and more momentum. Because as you could see, I was taking hits. I was getting more momentum the following turn when I convert those hits into more momentum. And then as I was taking more hits, I was getting more momentum from just the low damage weapons, which then allowed me to convert it into even more momentum, which allowed me to have additional attacks and more movement range. So it just allowed us to spiral this situation out of control, even with the poor performance that I had here. So this definitely should have been even more lopsided in my favor, because I was charging into guys that I probably should have waited an additional turn for, because as you can see, within 2 attacks you can take out an armored sentinel, so you have to be very, very cautious about those heavy flamers, because they can practically squad wipe a Seraphim or a Seraphim depending on if they have some bonus HP and if they end up getting any grazing hits there. The Dominions work very well because you can flame out most of the infantry, and then you can also use the crack grenades to attack vehicles, and you could also use their special ability to lower the evasion of your opponents even further if you're worried you're not going to get hits that turn. So that works out very well. The Seraphim just have a crazy charge range between their jetpacks and the charge attack, so it brings them out, I think, to 9 squares. And then again, with that grace ability sticking around, it increases their evasion by 10 and then their ranged accuracy by 10 too, so it allows the Seraphim to hit above their estimated percentages because they have that permanent 10% bonus going. Now, unfortunately, our smoke screen did bug out on that very first engagement there, so I almost lost my whole army in the center, which would have been absolutely devastating. Now, the Basilisk play is actually very interesting against the Adepta Sororitas, because if you're landing the hits, it works out very well. If you're missing the hits, then it'll spread to that additional square, so if everybody's clumped together, that'll give you some bonuses there. It has enough armor penetration that it can do pretty decent damage against all the infantry. And then he also has the barrage ability, which allows him to shoot 3 times, and then with that scatter ability, when he does successfully hit, it then jumps it to the other area. So you were seeing that he was actually doing pretty significant damage to us with the Basilisk. Now, I think the better way of doing it would have been to have the Basilisk stay with the Castellan, because then she would just be giving him the 10% accuracy attack, and then he could have just stayed back very far, just like the other units with the heavy weapons were, and he could have just kept getting additional attacks there while he's waiting for that barrage ability to come off a cooldown again. So I think that would have been a better way of using that unit. He did use the Casterkins well. He deployed the mines down on the strategic command point. That's how I would ideally like to do it too. What I was finding though is I was having my Melta mines bug out when I'd put it on top of strategic command points though, and then it would like make them waste their action point, and then I get the mine given to me back the next turn. So it's like, well, I just want to deploy it on a spot to allow me to do significant damage. Now you were seeing that on the model, the mine exploded on it was doing 125 damage, which was really nice, but it seemed like it only had like 3 or 4 splash. I'm not 100% sure on that, because the Arcoflagellants that we ran on there were already pretty damaged, but it definitely seems to have a pretty decent amount of splash and a pretty decent amount of damage, so that definitely is kind of fun. And then the Casterkin, because they have so many shots, just like the Castellans, they're actually surprisingly good at suppressing units when they're charging in. So that might actually be a good way to potentially counter the Zephyrim charging into you, is just have a bunch of those infantry just on Overwatch. Now the problem is once they're suppressed, the troops that will still keep firing into them. So then instead of being able to say select which Overwatches you want to go off, it just keeps, anybody that moves into it will just keep attacking until either the unit dies, which is unlikely to happen, or you run out of Overwatch, which is much more likely. So then instead of being able to suppress potentially multiple jump infantry coming at you, you'll just suppress one or two. So that is one downside. Now the heavy weapon squad was, I thought, a pretty interesting thought process on this matchup here, because you have multiple alleys here where you have nice straight open pathways. So I think the heavy weapon squad was actually a good idea. Now, the issue I think he ran into, though, is I think he overinvested into the las cannons, though. I mean, as you could see, they were really amazing at doing really good damage against my vehicles. And if he, blew up a Rhino with everybody inside it, then that would have been extremely cost-effective. So I think that's his thought process. It's most players with Adepta Sororitas will run in there with transport. So if you have all those guys on Overwatch with the Vanquisher, you're obviously going to be able to wipe out a transport. But I think it may have been actually more prudence to, if you're going to invest in the Vanquisher, because that'll do, 100 to 150, if not more, damage per hit, to instead go with the heavy weapon squad that has the missile launchers, because one, it'll be a little bit cheaper, allowing you to get additional Cadian shock troops or another Kasserkin, which will have higher damage output. But two, it'll then give you the option to have good splash damage and good basic damage against infantry, or you can switch it into the crack grenades, which will still allow you to be a very good anti-vehicle killer. So I think you just need to decide which way you want to go, because I think you had a little bit too much forces invested into anti-vehicle and not enough into anti-infantry. So since I had such a high jump infantry force, it really limited the utility of your heavy weapon squads, which had significant points into it. I think instead going with the armored sentinels with the flamers to allow you to take out the infantry would be a much better option, because as you could see, even with the armored sentinels, not only could they do really good damage with the flame, but when they get destroyed, they should blow up, and that should almost kill a unit, because the Astra Militarum vehicles, when they blow up, seem to do more damage than most of the other factions, and it happens pretty regularly. Now, I'm not sure why the armored sentinel bugged out on the other side when we were attacking with the Seraphim and didn't blow up in their face, because it should have. But what you can actually do is you can use that not only to do significant amount of damage, but if there's one that you know isn't going to survive the following turn, then you can just run them into the zone of control of the Seraphim or the Seraphim and then force them to attack it, and effectively you'll use it as your own improvised explosive device. Especially if everybody's grouped together, you just move him into an area where he's going to explode and do 3 splash damage and almost squad wipe 3 units with that, or if they're already damaged, it will squad wipe, because as you could see, the following turn he then had a 100% chance to hit with his frag grenades, and as you saw, he was able to squad wipe one of my Seraphim with a grenade once it had already been damaged. Now, I do think the plasma gun is actually, or plasma cannon is a pretty reasonable option when you're using the armored sentinel, but for the most part you're going to get more bang for your buck with the heavy flamer. I think his thought process was as well, I need to, if I have the plasma cannon, it'll allow me to damage both infantry and vehicles. But again, he has so much resources put into anti-vehicle units already that by putting more into that plasma cannon to get even more anti-vehicle and a little more flexibility, that it just limited his killing power, because really he should have easily been able to lock down that right side and taken that and made me have to spend a different little forces to get over there to get the kill. So it was just a little bit of poor target selection there, because he should have gotten the guaranteed kill just about with the frag grenade, but instead he was shooting into my guys instead with all their little las cannons there, or flashlights, and that didn't do a ton of damage to me. So Definitely a fun matchup here. It was a little bit closer than I was expecting it to be, given how lopsided the Adepta Sororitas are now. Like I said, I really think they need to be nerfed a little bit, and I'm trying to think about which ways I want to do. I have a couple of ideas right now, but I want to do more matches with them, so I'll see how they play in the rest of the tournament to kind of give some what my final thoughts would be on that. Maybe I'll make a video with what my recommended nerf changes to the Adepta Sororitas are, because they were a little bit underpowered, and now they've swung too far the other way, in my opinion. So with that, I'm going to call it quits here for the day. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe to encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.